Welcome to a brand new series I would like to call Sacramento Kings Youth Invasion. With the last two drafts, the Sacramento Kings have drafted 9 fresh new faces to the Sacramento team. Even though technically Buddy Hield was not a draft for us, he still was a quote-unquote choice if he was still there at our pick. So why don't we just include him as such? Today's episode is going to be the first episode in this new series, and it's going to be all about De'Aaron Fox, our 5th overall draft pick rookie out of the University of Kentucky. And before we get into that, I want to tell you guys about something. A day ago I told you guys that you guys absolutely have been destroying the subscribe button. It's so broken you guys don't even know I can't even click it myself now. You guys blew my mind. Yesterday I put up a tweet saying that I was making something very special, and that's what this is. In that little amount of time, we gained another 5 subscribers. So I said we were at 233. We're at 238 now, you guys. 238 subscribers. You guys are killing it. Thank you guys so much for joining the group. Thank you guys so much for joining the community. I'm glad you guys are all here, and I hope you guys enjoy this new series of basketball that I'm going to be talking about today. If you guys do, make sure to comment down below, hashtag new series, hashtag youth invasion, hashtag era of the Sacramento youth, or the era of new. And I'm so excited to talk about this, you guys. Before I do, please hit the like button when you guys are down in the comments talking about this subject. I love hearing you guys' comments. I love it when you guys hitting the like button. Go ahead and hit the like button. It's gonna be another 50 likes for our goal today. I know you guys can hit it. And make sure you guys hit the notifications bell as well. If you guys want to be in my notification squad, all you gotta do is comment down below, hashtag 6-man squad, and you guys are in there. And hit that notification button. And if you guys want to be one of my subs of the day, make sure you guys follow me on all of my social medias. My Twitter being @Kings4Life2K17, my Facebook being Mark Robertson Jr., and my Instagram being Mark Robertson Jr., and I'll see you guys there. Today's sub of the day is going to be IJWC21. He's always commenting down below. I always see him commenting. Thank you so much for commenting down below. Enjoy your support. Enjoyed talking to you about different subjects. Keep on commenting. Let's get right into it. With this young, speedy point guard, we were just I was, for one, happy to hear on that day, because if you guys didn't watch before, I went to downtown Sacramento to watch the draft, and it was so packed, and it just got so fired up when Josh Jackson was picked with the 4th overall pick to the Suns. Adam Silver came out and said, in the 2017 first round 5th pick, the Sacramento Kings select point guard De'Aaron Fox. I was blown out of my mind. I was so happy to hear this. And something that I was while I was just studying up on all this stuff I'm about to talk about with you guys, something that was crazy to hear was I found an interview with Chris Hughes and John Wall only 21 days before this draft. And they were talking about this 6'4" point guard out of Kentucky after Hughes asked John Wall, "Who's the best player in this draft in your eyes?" He answered, "Best player, Markelle Fultz, right now." He then goes on to say, "I think De'Aaron might end up being the best out of the class. Reminds me of myself a lot." So you already have a top 10, maybe top 5 elite point guard saying that this young point guard is already going to be somewhat like you. Like, he's already comparing De'Aaron Fox to himself. That is incredible to see, you guys. That means that we have a point guard who's going to be good, and I'm excited to see what he can do. Like I said, 6'4", 7-foot wingspan. His playmaking is great. His passing is great. His athleticism and defense will take him very far into this league. Let's just go over his college stats really quick. In 2016-2017 year, most of the top 10 players this year played a one-and-done season with their team. All 4 of the players that the Kings drafted this year were all in the NCAA tournament. In his one season with Kentucky, he played 36 games, almost 30 minutes a game, scoring 16.7 points a game, hitting 5.5 of 10.5 of his field goals, shooting 52.1%, but only going 0.5 of 1.9 for a 24.6% from 3. That's got to get better. He's getting better at it. We saw in the summer league that his shooting was getting better. Even his stroke was getting better. We saw him taking a lot of fadeaway jumpers, which he was making. Looks like his confidence in shooting was getting better. Overall, great to see him getting better at that, which will then help for him getting better at free throws. He did shoot only 73.6% in college, only on 6 attempts per game. I feel like as a point guard that drives to the basket and is very athletic, in this league, he'll get a lot more opportunities to get to that basket and a lot more opportunities to get fouls and get to the free throw line. So I'm excited to see that happen. Averaged 4 boards a game, getting about 1 board a game and 3.4 defensive boards a game. So it's good to see him getting boards. Obviously, that's kind of a lower number if it comes from a point guard who's really defensive minded. With time, his stats will go up in the NBA compared to college. Assists, 4.6. Obviously, he was more of the scorer, so he's not going to be... He was passing very consistently. He was having a few 9-assist games, a few 8-assist games, just getting in there. He'll get a lot better at that. Steals, 1.5. We saw in the Summer League, we're seeing him get 9 steal games, 3 steal games, getting out there, getting very aggressive with those players, and I'm glad to see we have a point guard who's very aggressive on the defensive end. 0.2 blocks, 2.4 turnovers a game. Obviously, that could be a little bit lower, which would be great. If he could move it down to about 1 turnover a game, that would be fantastic. Maybe get up to like 8 assists. 8 for 1 is a lot better than 5 for 2.5. Always great for him to get better at. With this series, after going over what the player has done so far and how we have seen him grow, I'm going to do a lowest ceiling, a middle ceiling, and a highest ceiling. And this is where his lowest could be in this league. So obviously, with his speed, his scoring, defense, and his playmaking, he could make a big career for himself. If Fox can get that 3-point shot down, he will definitely be a top 10 point guard in this league. Needs to keep growing in muscle. Muscle will help him a lot when it comes to this league, but there's so many point guards. When I was going over, I was looking up different point guards and watching old film from early Suns days to early Jazz days to just overall. And so I've come up with the conclusion that for De'Aaron Fox, his lowest ceiling is either him becoming Mike Conley or Goran Dragic. The fact that they're both still top 15 point guards. Obviously, Mike Conley might slip more into that top 10 because he's kind of underrated for his game. But he's definitely not the best 3-point shot out of anybody. He's got 3-point shot, don't get me wrong, but he's not the best. He is that good leader, that good defensive-minded point guard. So is Dragic. Neither of them really have that good shooting. I know Dragic is more of the shooter, but less of the driving to the basket kind of player, which is interesting to see in this league. If that's the lowest ceiling, he's still gonna be a good starter. He might not be an all-star, but he could still be a good starter. Obviously, Mike Conley is definitely not at that all-star level. Maybe if he improves his game a little bit more, he'll be more of that all-star level. Moving on to the middle of the pack, or the middle ceiling, I have him at John Wall. John Wall is basically a more skilled version of De'Aaron Fox. John Wall is speedy. John Wall can pass. John Wall is a defensive point guard. John Wall can burst to the basket at any time. John Wall can hit the 3 in the clutch if he needs to, which he's gotten better at over time. It'd be interesting to see if his 3 will be any better this year. It's just crazy, going back, it's crazy to hear a top 10 point guard, a top 5 point guard in this league, say that he thinks that the best player in this draft is not the first overall, and it's De'Aaron Fox. That is crazy to hear, especially when he says, reminds me of myself a lot. That is crazy. That means that he thinks of De'Aaron Fox as like him when he came out of the draft, which is crazy because it only took him 1 to 2 years to get to the all-star that he is right now. So if that's how short it takes, come on, man. Let's get it. Here's the highest ceiling. De'Aaron Fox's highest ceiling, and this is just a group of players that I've been looking up and just based off of what they've achieved, what they've done. I know that this will only be this upcoming season will be his second season alone without KD, but I think Fox could be at the level of Russell Westbrook. Russell Westbrook's only shot somewhere between 22 and 35% from 3 throughout his career. That's the most he's been able to shoot from 3. He's good when it comes to the mid-range. De'Aaron Fox would definitely get better at the mid-range. We saw it in the Summer League. He's good at driving to the basket. He's good at getting fouls. He's good at just being overall aggressive. He's a good passer. He's got great speed. Good defensive-minded point guard. It's something fun to watch, and I'm excited to see. And maybe not in the shooting aspect of it, but going on to the next person he could be a highest ceiling of is Steve Nash. If De'Aaron Fox became a Steve Nash that maybe was not the best shooting-wise as Steve Nash was, but just could get to the paint, was overall aggressive. I was watching videos where Steve Nash was bleeding from how aggressive he was. He was bleeding and then got his nose wrapped up and got back on the court. If that's what De'Aaron Fox is, De'Aaron Fox is a hard-working point guard. He could definitely be that in this league, and I'm excited to see that. And my last comparison for De'Aaron Fox's highest ceiling is John Stockton. If De'Aaron Fox could become John Stockton, he will definitely be a top 5 point guard in this league. John Stockton in his first 3 seasons only shot less than 20% from 3. And I understand that John Stockton, probably his coach didn't want him taking that many threes at that point in time, but after his third year, he was shooting twice as much better than he was beforehand. He was shooting 14 to 15% from 3 ball. The next year, he shot 33% from 3 ball. If that happens to De'Aaron Fox, we have a great point guard. I'm so excited to see what this kid can become. I hope you guys are too. Make sure you guys comment down below what you guys think about De'Aaron Fox. What do you guys think his lowest ceiling is? What do you guys think his middle ceiling is? What do you guys think his highest ceiling is? I want to hear that from you guys. Make sure you guys always hit me up on my social medias if you guys have any questions. I'm always open to talk. Just hit me up on any 3 of them. My Twitter, my Facebook, my Instagram. I'm always open to talk. Comment down below if you want to talk. I always, even if it doesn't come up in my notifications box, because sometimes comments don't come up, but I still go back and I just reread after all of my videos. After every single one of my videos. Even if the video is 2 weeks old, I go back and I read over just to see if anybody had extra commented. Just for you guys, just to make sure you guys are answered. You guys I get the point across to everybody. I'm excited for what is coming up in this upcoming season. I've heard a couple of you guys say you're just so pumped for the season to start. I'm excited to see, in my last video, what I was talking about, how they kind of put us at the lower ranking in the league. I'm excited to see us either a possible top pick next year's draft or make it in the playoffs next year. Either one would be good with me. Even if we only get 40 wins and we still don't make the playoffs, that's still a 40-win season. That's better than a lot of our seasons. If we improve the season after our ex-All-Star leaves the team, that means that we're gonna be better than we were with him. And I'm not saying he's a bad player. Obviously, DeMarcus Cousins has game. If we do better without him, that means our team is ready to go big. I'm just excited. I hope you guys are too. Like I said, comment down below what you think, and I'll catch you guys later, Hoop fans.